Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Traveling with Tinkerbell. We are here live streaming today on a Tuesday. It is 7 p.m., our usual time. Just wanted to say hello to everybody and see how you guys were doing on this beautiful Tuesday evening, guys. I am so excited. I have a guest, I got a couple of guests here on this live stream today. So we're going to bring them in a little bit. But before we bring them on, just wanted to say, welcome in Cruise Nuts and M. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the show. And I have a lot to say, but we're going to leave Utopia for next week because we have some great, amazing YouTubers that I want to present to you guys. And we're going to be spending some time with them and getting to know them a little bit. If you're here and you have not subscribed to their channel, please, I will appreciate if you subscribe to their channel and check them out. Welcome in Live with Tanisha. Welcome in Scott McNeil and Eddie Lugo Studios. Welcome in. And with no further ado, we're going to be bringing in, hey, Jen, welcome in, my love. Thank you so much for coming in. We're going to be bringing in PK Adventures. There are 4 people in their team. So let's bring them on. Let's say hello to them. Let's get to know them. And if, like I said, if you have not subscribed, go over there and subscribe. Well, welcome in PK Adventures. How you guys are been here today?
Hey guys. Hey. We're doing well. Thank you so much for the invite, Tinkerbell. We really do appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'm glad to have you here on the channel. I'm glad that you guys are here. We're just going to get to know you. We're going to get to know you guys. I want to know what you guys are all about. How did the PK Adventure name came out to be? So we have a lot of great questions for you. Welcome in, Irene. Welcome in, Donnell. Thank you guys so much for being here. For those of you Carnival Cruise addicts, hello guys, welcome in. And for those of you that are coming in right now, if you have not subscribed to PK Adventures, I suggest you subscribe to them. Let them know that you're coming in from Traveling with Tinkerbell, so they'll know that you guys were here today. And where did the PK Adventure travel name come from?
It's a really good question. So, Mel, do you want to talk about it? Because it's kind of your baby.
Well, the name came from both sides. So we're a group of friends that we've been friends for, what, 6-7 years now, I guess. Yeah. So the P comes from Parker's, our last name. The K comes from Kraus, which is their last name.
Oh, okay.
And then so we put PK Adventure Travels together beginning of last year, I believe. We started getting the idea of we like to do a lot of crazy stuff. We're always game to do whatever. So we decided to start recording our adventures. And so we're just not limited to cruising. We're land-based, we're cruising. Now we're doing camping. So we have a lot of different variety of activities that we do.
Okay. So, that's awesome. So then you guys come together. Do you guys vlog together or you guys vlog separately and then you put it together?
All of the above, actually.
It really all depends on the situation at the time,
Okay.
So I would say the bulk of the time, the 4 of us are all together at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you watch a lot of our videos, or if you haven't, go out there and watch them. But you'll see me kind of as the face a lot, as well as CJ. We seem to be the ones, as the wives say, that can talk and go, just ad lib and have a coherent thought.
Okay.
And the wives are there to, as Mel says, be eye candy and then do all the behind scenes as far as planning goes. Christine's the whiz when it comes to, hey, let's do this on the way to the main cruise. So, so we do a lot of it together. But then in those rare circumstances where, one group or the other is on their own little mini vacation, then, we'll try to grab video on the individual ones. And then it's funneled to our post-production and editing crew, AKA.
Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. I get it. Okay. That's really cool. That's really nice. Welcome in. Let me see. Alice Lugo Studio. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome in. Eddie's saying, who are these peeps?
Yo, yo, yo. You should know who this is, Eddie Lugo.
I know, right? So I have a question for you. I know, how long have you guys had your channel? Tell everybody out there how long you guys have your channel and what made you create your channel?
Channel's been about a year and a half.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just about.
Yeah, it started in, what was it, 2022 after our 9-day New Year's cruise.
We're actually
Yeah.
on the
Well, we
cruise.
started
channel.
on the cruise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
going through
Okay.
our first filming concepts and testing. You know, was this a viable thing for us to do?
Right.
Mhm.
That is so cool.
Yeah, and as far as the oomph to get started, this
That's
woman
all
right here,
Melinda's fault.
her fault. It's one of those where she came and looked at me and she goes, so this is what I'm going to do. You can either come along for the ride or get out of my way.
Oh, okay. That's good. Hey, empower women. That's also good.
Yep.
So I have a question for you guys. So between the four of you, who's the person that does all the editing and all of that stuff for your channel?
That's all
That's
Ryan.
all Ryan.
Okay.
Yep. That would be me.
He's our tech guy.
Yeah.
It started just because, Mel and I were in marching band, back in our youth. My dad, videotaped everything. And so when our daughters, and that's kind of how we met CJ and Christine, our daughters were both in the marching band in high school together. And they were pretty much the starting of the Booster Club. And then we joined, a year or two after they had already been involved. Well, you guys have been involved a lot longer than that, but and then I started doing the videography for the band and editing videos, and went from just the regular old one camera to like 5 cameras and cutting scenes together for solos for the band. And so that's how they're like, you already know what you're doing, so here you go.
Right. That's awesome, though. That's really cool. That is really awesome. All right. So I have a question for you. So out of all the different vlogs that you have created and all of that, which one you will say is like the one that you like the most of your channel? The one that has been the one that you have enjoyed, not only filming, but editing and all of that, putting it together.
There's a lot out there. Well, I let everyone choose theirs, but I'm prepared this time. Last time I was put on the spot. This time I know what mine is.
They tricked you with this one last time.
So mine is actually one of the more recent ones. Mel and I went on a trip up to Kentucky to visit our daughter. Okay. And one of our stops was they took us to the Cincinnati Zoo. And so we just had a blast filming in the zoo. And then I had a stroke of genius trying to make it a fun and entertaining one. And so I started to ad-lib birds and came up with the concept of a universal bird translator. And then I, modulated my voice and just came up with some silly sayings and kind of had the birds talking as if they were observing us. I had fun putting it together.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun, though.
So
trying to keep it light with the zoo and everything.
Yeah, you got to keep it, because if you've seen one zoo, you've seen them all. So we had to have some sort of entertainment thing. So we had a walkthrough with kangaroos, a couple of things with eagles that I threw some silly stuff in, and then that whole bird translator thing. I personally just got a kick out of it, but I'm silly and dry humor like that.
What about you guys? What will be your video that you will say that you enjoy the most? Not only filming, but also, vlogging it and getting it out there.
I had the most fun being attacked by an alligator. Over in Lakeland. Really, honestly, when you watch our videos, our title sequence has basically 4 clips, that's some of the most, I guess, some, at least for me, I picked them as the ones that I liked the most.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's in there. But that was my favorite. Is when the alligator let me know I was too close.
Yes, that was at Circle B Bar Reserve. So if you haven't been to Florida, it's in Lakeland. Weird. It's in the middle of an industrial area, but it's wetlands. So
oh wow.
Yeah, it's 1,200 acres, I think it was.
Yeah.
Bike and hiking trails, and the alligators have the right of way.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That is pretty cool, though. I'm about to go check that video out.
Yeah, we had one because we've been there twice. One time we literally had to turn around because one of
Okay.
the alligators was laying across the pathway, so we had to backtrack.
Oh,
Because there was
no.
no way. You had 6 inches.
Yeah,
It's not going to do that.
4-foot path with water on either side. That's it. You aren't going anywhere. That was a long hike back the other way.
That is crazy.
What about you, babe? What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
I think my favorite right now is the Cosmel with the Doom Buggy and the C Notes with our special guest, the Silver Fox.
Okay.
And,
Yes.
CJ was jumping into the
Yeah, I did the cave diving
cave.
down from the top.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I always laugh at that every time.
Yeah.
That is so cool. All right.
You have to watch it, especially when CJ goes in, because we started bouncing ideas in the middle of work off. Hey, what if I did this when you jumped in? Well, that's cool. What if you add this too? Oh, that'd be cool. What about if we do
Oh my
this?
God, that is too funny.
Yeah. Those videos were definitely some of the beginning of not just cutting stuff together, or,
Right.
Sequentially occurring, but really starting to bring some life into them.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been it's now a regular. There's nothing that Ryan doesn't put together that doesn't have his heart and soul in it.
Right. I tell you, it's a lot of fun when you're vlogging. I like it. It's something different. It's a lot of fun. And then, I don't know about you guys, you put it in your mind, kind of like what the vlog is going to look like when you're doing it. And then when you sit there and you see it, all completed, you're like, okay, like it's a different vibe. I guess you're happy because, everything came out together. So that's pretty cool. That's good to know. Welcome in on Controversial Cruising. Let me see who else came in new.
Scott, thanks for coming in.
Scott is here in the house. Margot, welcome in. Okay, so I have another question for you guys. Do you guys do live streaming on your channel?
We just started doing that recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when do you guys go live?
Right now, it's not on a set schedule just because our
Okay.
lives are pretty crazy. But usually, if we do go live, it's at least a week, if not 2, heads notice. And
Okay.
most of the time, just based on what we're doing, it would either be a Friday evening, like if we're traveling, we would call it PCAT chat from the field. So if we're traveling to go camping, one of us might go live and talk as we're driving and showing things. Otherwise, the normal PCAT chat is usually on a Saturday or Sunday because we work the other time. We're in 2 separate households. Just makes it easier to sit down and have a long conversation.
Right, and do a live stream, everybody together.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Coastal Water and Ajuma Brown. Thank you so much for being here, guys, supporting not only my channel, but also PK's Adventures channels as well. Like I said before, if this is your first time here on the channel, go check them out. Subscribe to their YouTube channel, help them, grow. That's the whole reason that we're here today, so you guys can get to meet them and we can go from there. So quick question for you guys. When you guys put in your videos and your vlogs, do you guys do premieres or you just put the vlog out there?
We kind of go back and forth. A lot of times it's usually 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday.
Okay.
A lot of times we just have them out there, but occasionally I'm starting to try to do more premieres where we have a little interaction.
Right.
Especially like some of the more exciting vlogs, if you will. Like this, actually this Friday, we're actually doing the premiere because our Ovation of the Seas, Alaska, it's the Port of Juneau. So this is where we did whale watching and the Mendenhall Glacier. So that one I'm going to do as a premiere and have some interaction.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Alaska is really nice. I haven't been to Alaska, but I've heard a lot of people that have gone and it says it is beautiful. It's a must see.
It was a bucket list.
Oh, I bet it's probably so pretty. And I know that a lot of people think they hear the word Alaska and they probably say, oh my God, it's probably freezing over there. But if you go during the peak season or our peak season to go, it's kind of like nice weather up there. Welcome in Will G and also Cruising with Keith. Thank you so much for being here today. So I have another good question for you guys. Let me see. So do you guys, by any chance, like I know since you guys are 4 all together in one pack, do you guys do like a monthly goal? Like, okay, we want to hit this goal this month and maybe next month you want to hit a different goal? Or do you just roll with the flow, however which way it happens?
It's a good question as well.
We started off with goals and then we just started having so much fun. Now we just kind of roll with the punches. Yeah. Sometimes we're all together, sometimes we're not. Sometimes it turns out great. Sometimes it's garbage and we redo it. So it kind of depends.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, in the end, I think it's all about us just having fun, presenting that and sharing our travels and adventures.
Okay.
I know one of the things that I have, focused on is watch hours, because I know, that's kind of the harder one, and then subs will come. So I'm happy to say our watch hours now are, 43,000 hours or more. So it's well within the range of 4,300. So it's well within the range of what you need to eventually get to that monetized.
You got the hours, you just need the subscriber part of it now.
So that's what we're working on now, is trying to get the subs, which is again why we thank you for bringing us on here. And luckily I still work at home for the moment, and my job is not constantly on the phones dealing with things, so I can keep the streams going on the side and interact with other live shows.
Exactly. That's the main thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Irie Trails and Tour Transfer. Hello, my love. Welcome in. Edna's Worlds is here, guys. If you don't know Edna, go check out her channel as well. And like I said, my channel is pretty much open to everybody. If you are a creator, just do hashtag TWT or just TWT. Drop it on the comments. Put your channel out there. Welcome in, Kimberly Lovell. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see if anybody else has come in. I think we're caught up with that. If you guys have any questions for PK Adventure, something that you might want to know about them, post it in the comments, and that way we can ask them that question, because sometimes I know as friends of, the creator part of it, we probably see each other and we talk, but not everybody gets to know us, in a deeper level like that. So if you have like a question for them, put it in the comments and we'd be more than happy to ask that question to them. I do have a question for you guys. And I know, PK, you have been on a cruise. Have all you guys cruised, or some of you have and some of you have not?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Let CJ and Christine tell you about the year that they cruised, 11 out of 12 months?
12 months.
11 and 12 months.
Yeah, let's hear that part.
Well, post-COVID, Royal Caribbean's deals could not be beat.
Right.
Both, price and the promo on the loyalty points. A single room got you double, a junior suite got you quadruple. I mean, you just couldn't say no to that. So, we would take, and we were already diamond at the time. So we took full advantage of that. And we had literally, it was almost like, what are we doing this month? Oh, we're going to Mexico. Oh, what do you want to do in a couple weeks from now? Oh, how about Jamaica, or whatnot. So, we cruised 11 out of 12 months.
That's awesome.
And a couple of those months were every other weekend.
Yeah, there were a few months. Yeah. There were a few where we had really cheap stuff, seasonally priced, low price stuff. And we even got 2 in a single month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't even find those prices nowadays.
No, not even close.
Those days are over.
Yeah. Over. Yeah, you couldn't even be in an interior. You couldn't be down shoveling coal for those prices anymore.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I remember once everything revamped again, I remember booking MSC for $99 for 2 people.
Wow. Yeah.
On, ocean cabins, ocean view cabins. And it was just crazy, like the pricing. But a lot of people at that time, they just didn't want to cruise either, because a lot of people were scared to cruise. I wasn't scared to cruise. Put me on the boat.
Yeah.
$200, let's go.
Yeah.
Less people on there.
Yeah.
That's true. I think it was kind of nice. I don't know about you guys when you guys were doing the monthly But I think it was nice because the ship was not overly crowded. You kind of had the ship to yourself, and you kind of like enjoy a little bit more than what you enjoy now when you go cruising.
Very true.
You know?
Yeah. I mean,
100%.
By going continually in that manner, we really watched the capacities increase slowly, and we saw the service levels change. When you're 50% versus 75 back to full. I mean, it was an eye-opening experience. On the ships, and something to be able to talk about it as that occurred.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any cruises that are coming up that you guys are planning on getting on?
We do. Yeah. We actually have a little bit of a hiatus because we're planning something pretty big now that we just finished Alaska. In September 25, we're doing 14 days on Princess out of England up to Norway for the Northern Lights up there.
Ooh, that's gonna be that's a bucket list right there.
That's the next bucket list one for us. Riding
that's down.
Yeah, that's just us.
That's just us.
And my parents. My parents are avid cruisers as well.
Yes, we'll be traveling with Royalty.
Yeah, they're just shy of their double platinum actually on Royal.
That's awesome.
Double Pinnacle.
Double Pinnacle. Thank you. Double Pinnacle on Royal. And they're actually, this is the cruise to Norway that we'll be on is number 3 of 4 in a back-to-back series they're doing over there.
Wow, that is neat.
Yeah, they've. I think their longest time away is 99 days.
Yeah,
like straight.
Yeah, consecutive.
Yeah,
okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, they're very good at planning and doing that.
Yep.
It takes a lot of planning because you got to kind of like plan everything to make sure that if you're going to get off one ship, the other ship is waiting for you or relatively close to it so that everything can, flow the right way that you want. And hopefully there's no hiccups.
It makes me nervous. The thought of my luggage not quite making it one day or having to hop a flight from one city somewhere else, that scares the life out of me, to be honest.
Yeah, that is true.
That's what Apple tags are for.
I know. That is why we all have Apple tags.
Check my bags.
The other big thing my parents always have to make sure they plan is, will my son be home to watch my house for 90 days while I'm gone?
No, that's true too.
Oh my God. So have you guys ever had a situation where they're gone and you are also going and nobody's there to watch the house?
Yeah, it's happened a few times, but never more than 4 or 5 days.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad.
They don't like someone not checking on stuff for 30 days, or 30 days or more. As long as somebody checks.
Right.
Yeah.
But they've also got a really tight knit cruise community that they cruise with as well, and who aren't always on everything, who live in their community actually as well. So they people checking on things like that.
Okay. What about you guys, Ryan and Mel? Is any cruises? I know of one. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to let you say that.
That's right. We've already talked. But yeah, we have planned.
We're going on Utopia in November 11th.
Yeah, November 11th.
So we're hoping our experience in this one is going to work out on the bigger ships. We had a weird experience on the Wonder. The ship was not to our liking, so we're hoping that the Utopia will ratify it. And then we're actually going on
the Vista.
Carnival Vista next year.
That's a nice ship as well.
Yes, we're going to go for the first day for Celebration K.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're looking forward. We haven't been on a Carnival ship in 3 years.
It was the Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
It was right after it came back out. Yeah, we were avid Carnival. We're platinum on Carnival and was really exclusively Carnival until we met those people. Yeah. And we tried to get them to go on the Mardi Gras with us because again it was coming out of COVID and we had rebooked several cruises, so we had like $2,000 on our onboard credit in addition to having the cruise paid off. And it just didn't work out. And they're like, come to Royal and then we'll talk. So we're like, okay. So then we're exclusively Royal really from December of 21.
Okay.
And the reason why we were exclusive Royal at that point was because of the COVID double points that CJ had mentioned earlier.
That was a really good deal when they had those double points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went from no Royal cruises to Diamond in 18 months?
Yeah, something like 18, maybe 19, whatever it was. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So now that we're Diamond there, we're kind of going back and forth, spreading our wings a little bit, getting back to Carnival.
Right. Especially with the news of Carnival. I don't know if you guys heard about it today, where Carnival just bought another 3 brand new Excel cruises.
I saw that.
They're coming up, what is it, 2029 or something like that, something around those lines. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a lot of cruising in Carnival, but mainly because, and I got this email today, mainly because Carnival is going to try and do what is happening with Utopia, where they're going to put some of these Excel class ships on a 3 and a 4 day run. Because a lot of people cannot afford like a 7 day on Mardi Gras celebration and Jubilee. So they're going to split that into 3 and 4 so that they can try those ships and then bring them on a more 7 day or longer cruise.
Yeah, when they're
and it's
loyalty.
definitely a good marketing tactic, because there's no way to truly enjoy and experience everything on that ship in 3 or 4 days. So it's definitely going to reel.
I agree with you. I agree with you at 100%. I felt it in Utopia.
That's why we're trying to do some research, but not ruin the experience. Like, okay, what do we really want to do?
Yeah.
But I don't want to ruin everything.
Exactly. But, be prepared, because you're going to feel that you're going to be embarking, and it's go, 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 boom. You're out of here. That's it. That was your vacation. But it's really cool. Welcome in, Michael Patterson. One of the cool things that I can say about Utopia before I go into my next question, just for the sake of Ryan's info, is that one of the things that I have heard from a lot of the people that were there is that it has a vibe of Virgin. I've never been on a Virgin cruise, but they're calling it the best weekend. This is like the weekend cruise that you're going to have a great time. It is a party from the moment you get on to the moment you leave. They do have a toga party at night, which you make a line. If you could bring your own toga on board, you could bring it. But if you don't have one, they have where you can get all the stuff that you need. They have a line, and you do the line, and you pick up your toga equipment thing, and you create your own cool toga, and then you go to the party. You don't have to do it, but it's really cool that they actually help you with that.
That's cool. So I won't get in trouble if I just grab the bed sheet and just do that.
You know what? I'll tell you something.
Come on, Ryan. You have a toga.
You made one.
We know you have one.
Oh my God. I actually heard about it, but when I went on Utopia, it was more like learning and working. And I saw the line, and I saw them dishing out the toga stuff. I didn't get to go see it. And I'm going to check it out when I go back on Utopia in September. That's the reason why I want to go back, because I want to be able to actually feel what it is as a customer on that ship. Because when I went, it was more like work and getting to see the ship and learning about it. Right. But there are some really cool stuff Utopia has that Wonder and all the other ones don't have. And I think that's what's setting that ship on a different level, you can say, especially with that Royal Railway that is a tongue twister every time I say it. Yeah. That right there alone is a game changer. But next week, we'll talk about Utopia. Next Tuesday, we're going to be talking about Utopia, because today is all about PK Adventures. I do have a quick question for you guys. Well, I know you guys been on cruises. Ryan, you mentioned that your favorite cruise line is probably Royal right now, or you in between?
Yeah, right now.
CC8 is in the house. CC8 is in the house, and they're Carnival through and through.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say though, I loved the Mardi Gras. When we went on that ship.
That was our favorite ship.
I think even to this day, I think the Mardi Gras. I just like the layout.
Okay.
On the ship, it had a lot of the specialty restaurants that are the staple on Royal.
Okay.
And I don't know, I just like the feel and the vibe of that.
I miss Shaq's Chicken.
Yeah, Shaq's Chicken. Mel just loves Shaq's Chicken.
Have you guys ever been on Celebration?
Not yet. We have not been on Celebration.
Okay. I will talk to you when you get on Celebration, and you let me know if you still like Mardi Gras.
Yeah, but it was cool because I just liked all the little nuances.
Okay.
As far as there can be a bar everywhere. You normally have the
Right.
Alchemy bar and then the normal pool bars, but then on the Mardi Gras, and I'm sure on Celebration, you've got some of the other ones that they added in, more themed ones.
Right.
The little, what was the magic 8-ball martini I had with the smoke filled, and
That was like
the voodoo
bar or something.
God,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
I know that on Celebration, it's kind of like an airport vibe, that bar. So it's a little bit different. Mardi Gras is more like New Orleans. You got the parade and the king and queen, all that other stuff that is on Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
When you get on Celebration, it's kind of like you be like, what? Because Celebration is more Miami style.
Okay.
It's like kind of like really cool how they did this ship inside, which I'm still trying to kind of like grasp Jubilee, to be honest with you guys. Because Jubilee was the hype is going to Galveston, Texas, blah, blah, blah. And then you see the ship and you're like, where does it call or screams? It's a Texas ship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They just stuck the flag and the little star on front to call it a day, and then everything else doesn't even scream Texas.
Yeah. That's where you're like, where's the big, cinnamon buns? Where's the Lulu 3-pound cinnamon?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Where's the big barbecue?
Exactly. And it's more like I don't know what were they thinking when they did Jubilee, but I know Mardi Gras has a really good feel of like New Orleans, like you're there, like you're on that kind of a party vibe, New Orleans style, cruise and all of that. So what about you guys, CJ and Christine? What is your favorite cruise line? Is it just Royal, or do you guys do something else different besides Royal?
My only other ships that I've been on are Princess.
Okay.
And to be honest, that was very gimmicky because I was on the final sailing of the Love Boat with Captain Stephen when they retired that ship. So that, I was also much younger than that, than I am now when that occurred, obviously. But Royal has really been it was my family upbringing. I said it felt like coming into royalty with my parents.
Very true.
They know a lot of people in the industry and captains and cruise directors and such who they communicate with. So it was very often it's like, oh, you're Roger's kid? Oh, well, don't wait in this line. Come right here. That type of stuff.
Oh, that's neat.
Whether it was getting on at port or on the ship itself, even.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Really, I don't have anything else to compare in recent years, with at this point.
So before I ask you guys Keith's question that he has, I do have a question for the four of you. Being that you guys have traveled on Carnival, Royal Princess, and I'm not sure if Ryan and have traveled other than that. Have you guys ever tried a celebrity cruise? Has that piqued your interest?
That's next on our list.
We have a lot of next on our list.
Our interest.
Yeah,
we've looked at it.
We've looked at a few. They haven't worked out for one reason or another yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple now that we've made it to our respective diamond and platinum. We definitely want to look at MSC to explore that. Virgin's on the list as well. Celebrity, Norwegian.
Margaritaville.
Yeah, Margaritaville Islander comes right out of Tampa. So there's definitely some other lines that we want to branch out to have a little bit more experience. Especially since someone over here is a travel agent in progress for us. So
there you go. See, there you have it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm working on Princess right now. So.
Oh, you're doing the Princess, the Commodore thing?
Yeah, I just started. So I took a break before Alaska, and I just took a break, and then haven't got back into it yet. Okay. I do have, we all have full-time jobs, so it's hard to keep it up on the side.
Yeah, it's a hard position to be in, but it's doable. Trust me when I tell you it's doable. Because I too have a full-time job, and it is very doable. You just got to be very structured on how you do it and your timing and all of that. But it is doable. If it's something that you enjoy and you like, I will suggest 1000%, do it with all your heart and go for it. It's a lot of fun. It's I love it. That's one of the things that I love most in my life is the travel part.
Right.
I enjoy it a whole lot. You meet so many great people in the journey, and I tell everybody there's plenty out there for everybody. And if you ever have a question and need help and you want to reach out, I'm more than happy to
Appreciate that.
be able to be there for you and help. So, but yeah, if you guys want to try Celebrity, that's really good. I've been on Celebrity. Celebrity is my favorite cruise line. I've been on Carnival, Holland, Royal, Norwegian. Have not been on Princess yet, but I want to get on Princess and Virgin. But Celebrity has gotten my heart. It's really nice when you travel Celebrity compared to the other ones. It's a different style, but if you guys do it, you guys will understand one day. I know that Eddie and Alice, he's all Norwegian, but I know they tried Celebrity and they loved it.
Yeah, I saw some of his vlogs go out, and it definitely looks like something that should be.
I
it's a lot of fun.
See Captain Kate.
Yeah, Captain
Her
Kate.
hairless cat.
Yes.
Ugh.
I know Captain Kate is there. I think she goes on every 3 months and 2 months out. I think is what she does. But weirdly, so sometimes she stays on board as a guest. So you might find her outside of working. So going to Keith's question, who has the better casino Royal Carnival Excel class ships?
That's a Christine.
That's a Christine. That's a Christine. She's
Go
the
ahead,
great
Christine.
gambler.
You have the whole floor.
Honestly, I think Royal, they have a really good program for their casinos, racking up points, earning free cruises. Then on top of that, you can rack up points for the annual to get other perks. I win often. Part of the reason why that year we cruised for 11 months was because I won so many. And right now,
we've got more offers.
I have more offers than I can use. Like at this point, I'm kind of
throw them in the trash. It's like,
I can't go.
Yeah. Just can't fit another one in.
So I think the Royal Casino is really top notch.
I will agree with you, Christine, on that one. And the only reason why I say I would agree, I'm not like a casino player like that. I do go just for a little bit of fun. But on Utopia, we did a little class on casino. And for those of you that are asking that question, I do agree with Christine. Royal does have the better casino because they do it by points, and their points go for I think it's the whole year, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So let's say you go on one cruise.
To March 31st is there.
Right. You go on that cruise, you accrue, let's say 1,000 points, and then you leave, but then you come back on another cruise and you accrue 1,500 points. So that's your 2,500 for the prime, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going out of mind what I learned. And that prime will get you into like free cruises, drinks, and different perks that you have. And then you have, once you become prime, you have up to a certain amount of time for that to expire, and then you got to revamp it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But it does have a lot of its perk, like Christine is saying.
True.
And
it just depends. Meantime, while you're building your prime, I got free cruises because it's just 500 points for a discount, 800 points for a free interior. So while you're getting to the prime, you can still win or use discounts or points for free cruises. But those points don't go away. They keep adding to your annual.
Right.
Yeah.
One drawback, though, is they have increased the number of points you need now for because it used to be 800, and I think it's now 1,200.
1,200.
Yeah,
1,200 free interior. So
I think there's like 4 stages, right? You have standard, prime, and then 2 other classes.
Choice and master.
There you go. Choice and master. Real quick, cruising with Calandra, welcome in.
Never going to play with that kind of gambling.
So let me ask you something, because I remember about the prime. I remember reading a lot about the prime. So when you get to the highest level, like how many points is that? Like to whatever the highest level is.
50,000,
I think so.
and
yeah.
it's $5 a point.
Right.
Woo.
Yeah, that's what I said.
In a year, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Could have bought your
But,
cruise
but at
already.
least with the prime is you're still winning if you think about it, because
Right.
you're getting a lot for the money that you're spending. And that's for everybody that does enjoy cruising and gambling like that. Please make sure you guys gamble.
Yep. We do. We have a budget. It's our entertainment budget. Hey, I'm gonna budget. Let's say $500, and that's it. Yeah. Don't.
I
That
have
more than
been
you can afford to
just
lose.
pretty lucky on the Royal casinos. I don't know why,
I'll
but
say
I'm pretty lucky.
$8 free play, and you came home with several hundred on one spin.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't even spend anything on my last cruise and still won.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But I do like, if I was going to go to the movies at home or buy a new outfit at home, I look at it the same way when I go to the casino.
Right.
Money's already spent.
Yeah.
It helps me curb. I'm not sitting there like some of the ladies.
Right.
Just going. And then they're
Right.
getting off the ship crying. I don't do that.
Right. I do go in. I'm not like a gambler like that. I do go in with a budget for myself, because my husband don't do that. But I do it as a budget. I did went over my budget in Utopia. I could say that. Because there's a new machine that I saw that they vlogged it on Icon, and I saw it on Utopia, and I was trying to understand it. And by the time I understood it, my budget was already done and over. So I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
now that I understand you, let's just roll up. But then I said, okay, that's it. No more. It's done. And I didn't win anything, to be honest with you guys. But I think out of all the money that I spent, I think I ended up with like 700 and something points at the end, which it was not a whole lot. But I do know that they accrue now. So I'm like, okay, so at least I have 750 there. So I'm coming back in September. So hopefully I get a little bit more and maybe go push myself way to that side.
You also earn more points on slots than you do at the table.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I usually play is the slots.
Yeah. At the table, you're at the mercy of the pit boss when he happens to say, "Oh, how much did you pay? Okay, here you go, 5 points."
I know.
Yeah, they only come around and
$400.
Yeah, they only come around and check you and see what you're doing, and rate you is the term for it. Maybe once every 30 minutes or so. That's a lot of hands of blackjack, or quite a number of rolls of the dice it cracks for me. So if she wins it in the slot, I give it back at the tables.
True. Very true.
So Keith, hopefully we have answered your question, as best as we could, that the question that you have. If you guys have any other question for PK Adventures, just put it on the comments. I do have one other question. Let me see. We talked about the premieres. You guys do lives every so often. What kind of streaming software do you guys use to stream? And also, what kind of software do you guys do your editing on? Because that's a question that a lot of people want to know, because everybody wants to know, okay, where do we go?
Yeah.
Whichever one Ryan says.
So as far as streaming, the one that I use, I actually learned from, Eddie and Jeremy and Cheryl, the Go Live Together crew, and Scott too, the Mustard Drill, StreamYard. So right now we use that. It seems the most stable, user friendly, and I like the free aspect, since we have no viable income to just continue to dump into a streaming service. So I use StreamYard for that. As far as my video editing, I was going back and forth with what to use, and I ended up settling on a one-time purchase. Since I have a MacBook, I end up using Final Cut Pro 10.
Okay.
Because it was, one initial chunk of change up front, but I get, free upgrades and updates, and it's not a monthly reoccurring payment like Adobe was.
Okay.
So that's what I use, and I pretty much everything. And I just started.
How do you like it? I mean,
I like Final Cut Pro. I think it's it was easier once I learned it. I feel it was easier to do edits in Final Cut Pro than when I was initially working with Adobe Elements. I was using that.
Gotcha. Okay.
For a while. So they both have their pluses and minuses. Elements or Adobe, I think, has a wider plug-in third-party software base that can work within it. For example, I've really started learning how to use my 360, and in Final Cut Pro, there's no software that does a good job editing the 360 footage within Final Cut Pro. So I have to use the 360 Studio, make my mini movie there, export it as an MP4, and then re-import it into the Final Cut. Whereas in Adobe, if you use Premiere, it's all within there, and you can do all your manipulation within Premiere itself.
Okay. Life with Tanisha has a question for you guys. Are you using Final Cut Pro on your Mac or iPad?
I use it on my Mac because it's got more that I can do. There are more features and benefits. There are third-party downloads and things like that I can do for like transitions and just a lot of extra digital footage that works better on the MacBook. I haven't tried it yet on the iPad. I did get an iPad Pro specifically to be able to use it until I figured out that for whatever reason they want to charge $50 a year to use the iPad version on a subscription versus the one-time payment that I made for the MacBook. So I haven't yet made that decision to spend the $50 to try it out. But all of my research shows that it's still something that's doable. It's just not as immersive as the MacBook software. So I think the iPad would be more of on the go. You're doing kind of a short video or vlog that you're not trying to do anything too fancy with, other than maybe do some transitions, throw a little bit of music in there, and then move on.
So I have a question for you. So what type of vlogging equipment do you have? Like, what do you use to vlog?
Everything. No. So we use GoPros. We use the iPhones,
iPads, pocket cameras, the Pocket DJIs.
Yep, the DJI Pocket Cam 3s. And then our big one that we have, well, not big one, but the most versatile one we have is a Sony ZV-1 with a Rode mic on it. It's it's the ones, it's not like a 35 millimeter or, single lens that has interchangeable lenses.
Right.
But it's a point and shoot that still has a lot of good, focus areas, auto focusing. It's got a little bit of zoom, so you can still get some of that depth, and it's not as cumbersome as the bigger cameras, which will eventually come into play.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking, I'm in the middle of buying myself I'm more than likely going into the Sony part of it. I'm going to be buying a really good camera, very high quality for my vlogs going forward. I will be selling my 360. It's brand new. I've never used it. It's still in the box, but I'm going to put that on sale out there. And it has like extra batteries and all this other stuff. I bought a bundle one time, and I heard so much about it, and it's just a little bit complex and complicated to use it a little bit. So I decided, okay, I'm going to put it for sale. I just haven't done it yet. And so I'm going to try to get me like a Sony one eventually down the road for that. So, it works in different ways. And it's weird because I use my iPhone 15, and that's amazing for vlogging, let me tell you, because it goes a long way. I just put out a short that I did on Perfect Day, and that was with my 15 Pro. And I went to Perfect Day. It just took me if I was on there, and I was on the ship.
Wow, nice.
And it does really good with that. So if you ever get a chance to check out that short that I did on Perfect Day, that was with the 15 Pro.
Yeah, I'll definitely look at that, because I know, for our Juno vlog that's coming out this Friday when we did the whale watching, that was one of the challenges, is all the cameras I have don't get a lot of good zoom. So that's when I started whipping out. I've got a 13 Pro iPhone, and that's what I was using to zoom in and get a little bit closer.
I know that M is here, and I know M has a 15 Pro now, and she was taking some pictures and she liked it. So I told her, I told you that you were going to like that camera. It's really good for zooming out. It goes a long way. And you'll see it on that perfect De Coco K short that I did. And I have people ask me, like, what camera are you using? And I said, that's my iPhone. And people don't be like, are you serious? And I said, yeah, that was my iPhone with that. I know that Miss Tanisha has she's saying, I use Power Director on my phone, but thinking about getting Final Cut Pro on my iPad. I have an older MacBook and not interested in upgrading it yet.
Make sure that you double check that your iPad can run it, because when I was, I have an iPad that I ended up giving my daughter because it is like the two latest editions, the iPad Pros that have the software and the capacity to be able to run it. So just double check that it's compatible before you sink the money in getting it, only to find out your iPad is not compatible with the software.
Right.
So
see, M answered the question. He says it really assumes it does go a long way.
I think M asked something about the waterproof. Yeah. And it
is waterproof.
What, CJ?
I say the 360 we use is waterproof.
Yeah, it is waterproof. Mine has even, it came with the lens, like you can put a little, there's like a thing to cover the lens, so if it falls on the floor or whatever, it has a protection. Like I said, I bought it on a bundle. It has the that stick that you can see whatever when you're doing it.
Yep.
Like I bought it to try and use it, and then I'm like, when I researched it really good, a lot of people went into a different type of camera, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna not use it. I'm just gonna wait it out.
I did a lot of research, and I ended up getting the Insta360 because it was good. It was the best one that can handle both video and pictures. There are some that were specific to video that were much better, some specific to pictures much better, but the Insta360 not only was waterproof, but it could do both marginally well.
Right.
I've had it for a year and a half, and I just now on this Alaska cruise started using it more and more and figuring out how it actually works.
Who started using it a lot?
Who was using it?
You held the stick on the whale watching for an hour.
And on the train.
I almost broke it off in the tunnel twice. Come on.
That's true. Yeah, no. And then the fun part too was the whole bullet time camera. That's kind of cool too.
Yeah, that's
spinning around in your circle and it slow mo's around you. So there's some cool functionality.
I will say, when I was on Celebrity Beyond, there was a gentleman that I guess he had a 360 and he had a pole. I was in deck 10. He had a pole. He was down beneath me. His pole came all the way past our cabin. And I'm like, what is he trying to do? Like, is he trying to look at us, Obi?
Yeah.
I guess he was just trying to get, I guess he was trying to get like a higher whatever. But that pole was long. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I have a 10-foot pole, but when we were on, I think the Brilliance, right?
I have a 10-foot pole. I'm sorry.
I mean, technically it's after dark, but come on. But I like it. The longer the pole,
more effective.
No, the longer the pole, the more that it can look like artificial drone footage. Like we have a drone as well, but the longer that, then as you lift it up, because it's got the auto stabilization and it's so far from you, it feels more like a drone.
Yeah,
I will tell you something that happened to us. Now you're talking about the longer the pole. It happened in Utopia, and I thought it was. For a minute, I was like, "Where did this all come from?" So it's almost close to midnight on the first evening of embarkation, and they're doing the balloon drop thing right at midnight, and that place was packed. When I say it was packed. And when I'm looking around and, they're counting, whatever. And when they start counting, if you look, there's a video that's going to be coming out with that footage, and I have my vlogging camera, and I'm vlogging everything before everything happened. And as I'm vlogging, next thing you know, when they're doing the 10, 9, 8, all these people with their just long poles, like they came up like from the ground. It was crazy. You kind of like saw them coming up like elevation. And I'm like, what? Where did these cameras come from? But it was kind of cool to see that. And you have some that are really long, other that were short, but it's just the way that they flowed on the thing. It was kind of cool. Nettie with JT has a question. I used my MacBook and a basic movie software a couple of years ago. Then I got Filmora and it was compatible. Now I use regular Windows computer.
Yep. Okay. One of the other ones I've heard that's good is CapCut. I know I've just started dipping my toe in that. It's a free software as well for some of the basic stuff. So we are.
Welcome in, cruising on the high seas and travel. Welcome in. But yeah, it's it just depends, what kind of camera do you get, but maybe check out that iPhone 15 Pro Max. That's the one that I have. Let me tell you, I've never had a camera with such great, I could do so much with that camera. But when I was on Utopia now, I got to talk to a lot of vloggers that are like within the 280 plus subscribers on their channel. And we did this, like, we just sit around and we just chit chat with Jordan Bao, if you guys know her, Jay from the Ship Life, he was there. And they were all telling me the same thing. You got to get a really good, high quality camera, and your channel will take a different direction from there on, because it's just going to be a different level. So
yeah. One of the ones one of the ones that I've been focusing on as well, that I think we're going to eventually get to, is the Canon R. Seems to be a good one that I've seen a lot of vloggers use as well. I know one of the vloggers you guys watch, Keep Your Daydream.
Oh yes, Keep Your Daydream.
For an RV, they use it. I think Kara and Nate used the Canon R as well, or no?
I forgot what they used.
They've been using
I think they use a Sony.
Yeah. Sony now? Yeah, but I know that I've seen a few others say that one's good because it's got the interchangeable lenses as well. Plus, it does still have the autofocus that you would need in vlogging, things like that.
It says Nettie with JT says, I will not lie, the apples have totally confused. This old dog may not learn any new tricks.
You know what? When we moved from PC to Mac, Mel finally made the jump this past year. It's definitely an adjustment curve to remember how to do. You're like, where's Internet Explorer? I could have just done this. Where's File Explorer? I can just go that. Wait, there's no start menu backwards.
Yeah, those are a little confusing.
We were asked what kind of wireless mics we use.
Okay.
Oh. Well, we use a couple of different ones. I just got some new ones. What were those called again? Lemire.
I have no idea. I guess we'll have to look them up.
Give me a second, I'll tell you.
While you check on that, I'm going to answer Tanisha's question. Yes, ma'am. I do use the iPhone 15 Pro Max to do most of my vlogging. That's what I'm using currently right now. So all my vlogs are vlogged by an iPhone Pro Max for right now. I do have a Hero 12, I think it is what I have. And a 360, the new Insta 360 camera, which I haven't used yet.
Ooh, getting so heavy.
He is so cute. He or she?
She's
so cute.
I was just trying to keep her quiet. She was barking.
Mine's are right here, right next to me, sleeping. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, pay attention to me, guys. Pay attention
to me.
And for my vlogging, the way I have it set up, I bought a Rode iPhone vloggers kit, and it comes with the handbar, and you can put your phone there. It has a Rode microphone with a green how do you call that thing? The little ball thing that you put for the noise cancellation for the
The
air.
dead cat.
Wing
The dead
sock.
cat.
Right. So it has that on there, and I also have. I just bought a new how do you call it to put my camera on, and it's automatic. It's more balancing. It balances it out. The only reason why I haven't used it yet is because I'm waiting for the part where I can put the Rode microphone on and be able to use it.
Mhm. So I have the Rode microphone on the Sony with the dead
Mhm.
cat on it. It's the video mic, the micro
Okay.
video mic. Then we also have the Lavier set microphones because they're cheaper than the Rhodes by like half. So we have the one that's the two wireless microphones in one. That look
Right.
like a little square box that have the dead cat that goes on the top.
Okay.
And that can plug in with like a 3.5 millimeter hook in. So we've got that. I also have the little Lavier lapel pins that have the lightning cable attachment
Okay.
that go into the iPhones. Then I have another Lavier set that has a multi attachment that has a 3.5 millimeter lightning as well as a USB-C attachment. So that's multifunctional, that whatever device, if we're using the iPad, I can use that. We can use it in the side of the MacBook if we're going to be streaming and want the microphone that way.
Right.
And then I do have the little DJI wireless mic that's specific to the Pocket 2. That can
Right.
So
Yeah, I have the Rode small mics, for to travel with. And right now I'm working with a company that I found to see if I can put the TWT on top of the little microphone thing. So when I have it, it has the channel name on it. So I'm trying to work with them. So we're working on this thing to do it together. I'll let you know if that works out.
yeah, definitely.
I think it's really cute because you can put it on top of the microphone, and wherever you are, your channel name will be there. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
Good idea.
So anybody has any other questions for PK Adventure Travels before we head out tonight? If not, let us know. I'll give you guys a few more minutes here so you guys can. It was nice meeting you guys. Hopefully it's not the last time.
No, I definitely want to come back after we both go on the Utopia and
definitely
notes or something like that.
Definitely, yeah, because I know that I'm going to be going. I have a Utopia review on Tuesday, but what I can do is because I'm going in September and you guys are going in November, right?
Yes.
So we'll get back together after your trip in Utopia, and then we'll talk about our experiences because we'll have an experience outside of what I just went through. And then we'll come together and we'll talk about that and see, what the difference is, what you thought about something, maybe what I thought, and we can maybe do that. So it's going to be kind of cool to get that done.
Yeah.
Nettie with JT said he can't wait for the Juno videos to come through.
Yeah, those are good. It's a good one.
Yeah, we had a blast.
It's going to be super especially good.
Well, that's Skagway, which will be next week.
Oh, okay. So that one's the one I'm looking forward to.
So yeah, this week, this Friday is the Juno. So the whale watching. Hint: we see whales.
Yeah.
Is that when she was holding the camera with the long stick?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you actually see we didn't use a lot of the stick on the whale watching just because they were at a distance and the 360 doesn't go good with distances. But if you want to see the 360 in action, Skagway next week, that's where we do the Yukon Suspension Bridge and then the White Pass Railroad through the mountains. A lot of 360 footage with
Very
that.
Unique.
It's all still going to be 2D, but with some cool transitions and a few things. But we've already discussed, and we're going to put out an actual 360 of the White Pass Railroad. No commentary, just some music that you can, on YouTube, or if you've got a VR headset, could look around and experience the whole 360.
That's awesome.
So that'll be sometime down the line.
I know that I have a friend of mine that went to Alaska. He's not a YouTuber or anything like that. And he has a 360. And what he did was they paid, to go to this whale watching thing. and there was whales, right? And they were not too close, but close enough. So what he did, he puts his 360 camera inside of the water, and you can see it was crazy. And I'm like, that is crazy. Like you could see them, from a distance, but you can still see them. So it was really cool to watch that video. And I'm like, you should do at least a video, put it out there where people can see.
Yeah.
So that was a good idea.
Yeah, like CJ said, we got out there because it was still unusually cold when we were in Alaska this time. We had a really late spring, so we're out there on the deck of the railroad, freezing ourselves off, holding
like 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
For 2 hours. So we got a lot of footage that
very dedicated.
The things that we do, right? The things that we do for footage. Can you
right? It's all for you guys.
It is. Yeah. One of these days we're gonna have to
please.
The thing I tell you, and I will give you guys this information. When I went on Utopia, right? They had scheduled the naming ceremony. It was like at 4:00 or something like that. And I'm in the middle of trying to vlog the tour so that I can send it to my son before the ship leaves, because it was important to have that tour out. So, and I'm thinking, oh my God, why is the naming ceremony got to be at 4:00? I have a live stream. I'm doing a live stream. I'm vlogging which the live stream is like the Wi-Fi wasn't working properly. It was like a hot mess. So I finished doing that. And I tell you, for those of you that are not creators, you guys have no idea the crazy stuff that we got to go through to bring you that content. And when I say crazy, it's like I was like running all over the place trying to get all the footage as fast. And if you see, you could tell by this Utopia tour how fast I was walking just to get the whole tour done, compared to my other tours that you see that I take my time and I'm more explaining this and that and blah, blah, blah. But, and weirdly so, PK, I do all my work. I send all the files out. The ship is leaving, and I guess the files got stuck in between.
No.
It took my son 2.5 days to get all the files.
Yeah, between that or like when we were doing some mudding at one of our camping, where the GoPro has been recording and you're doing all these donuts and stuff only to hit the button to stop recording, and then you get that error, unable to write to your. I was like, really? I just lost that entire section. You're kidding me.
Yeah. Well, like the tour that I did today with the cabins, when I'm on the Utopia, the family cabin, which is one of the ultimate family royal suite. I get on the slide. Mind you, this is a little kid slide, and I'm thinking, Lord Jesus, what did I gotta do? So I get on the slide, and when I'm getting ready to hit, I forgot to hit the play button. I said, you know what? It's not gonna happen. I'm not getting on that slide again.
I tend to do the stunts when it comes to that, dumb stuff. Or it says don't cross this line. I wonder what 10 feet over would really do.
Yep. L and M, yeah, we both actually we have 3 of the MetaQuest VR2s. So I think Christine and TJ have one between them. Mel and I both have one, but so definitely once I cut the video and get it up there on YouTube, I just got to figure out how to do the 360 so it's viewable like that. But trying to put on your MetaQuest 2 and then watch the video is going to be cool because it's going to feel like you're there.
Right. That's really cool. Well, guys, with that, I just wanted to say thank you again, guys, for being here. I know PK is not going to be the last time because we're going to be chit-chatting again about Utopia down the road later in the time. Thank you, guys. If you guys need anything, especially Mel, if you need anything, you have my info. Just call me. I'd be more than happy to help. Thank you, everybody, for being here on the live stream today, for all of your questions, for the support that you provide to each of us here. We're here for each other, and I'm so thankful that you guys were here. Oh, look at that. See? Now it's a party time.
That's right. Now it's party time. Here we go. I learned all this from Jeremy.
Oh, my God.
That doesn't work for me.
We're not like
you guys aren't cool like me. It's all Apple, baby.
Yeah, it's Apple. You got to have an Apple. But
Sorry,
we love you all.
Oh, my God. Oh,
But yeah, oh, and yeah, we usually release videos 6 p.m. Eastern time every Friday, and then we'll post a thumbnail if we're going to do a live.
Right.
Yeah, and shorts
All
can
right.
come out randomly as well, depending on when we do something dumb and film it.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually Mondays at 5. I usually do a short, but other than that, yeah, they come sporadically.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys. I'm glad that you guys love the live stream today. We love bringing the live stream to you guys. And until next week, don't forget tomorrow we have Across the Wave. We're going to be going to the port of Antarctica, so it's going to be super freezing over there. But we're going to come at you live from Antarctica tomorrow. So stay tuned at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Please keep in mind, just follow PK Adventures Travels, because you never know where they can be. They can be anywhere. So, and they can be on a royal ship, on a carnival cruise, maybe trying a celebrity cruise. You never know where you'll find them. So, and if you are from here and you go to their channel, just let them know Traveling with Tinkerbell send you, so that way they'll know you're coming from our family to theirs. Thank you guys for being here. I love you guys all to the moon and back. Toodles.
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.